Mark and Cam, great show. Can Miami keep this new staff together long enough in order to see the player development and recruiting needed to build a consistent contender for the college football playoffs?
No, I don't think so. I think that Rhett Lashley, his clock is ticking towards a new job. Whether it's going to be, I think this is going to probably be the last year that Rhett Lashley's in Miami. And then you have some of these other coaches who have designs on upward mobility and, the future career prospects. I don't think that this is a staff that's going to be together 7, 8, 9 years. I think that the staff is going to be together 2, 3 years tops, and then you're going to have maybe some movement, the majority of the staff, could be around. Ephraim Bonda was here for 5 years before he left to Utah State, and he was, an assistant under Diaz on defense, and then he was a co-defensive coordinator. But and it just in the world of college football, if you have good assistants, people are going to come get them. Cincinnati had an amazing defensive coordinator, and Notre Dame went and got him. Rhett Lashley was doing great things. SMU, we went to go get him. You know what I mean? So I don't think that this is something, or the staff is going to be together for a long time. Hopefully, if somebody steps up to a different job, then you're able to slide somebody in who's a great operator in that role here at Miami, even though there'd be a different individual. But like this group staying together for a long time, I don't see happening. And look, even if you look at Alabama, it doesn't happen there. You have, even their legendary strength and conditioning coach, what was his name? Lachlan Cochran or something, he left. You know what I mean? And he was, thought to be the foundation of a lot of that program. If you look at Clemson, sure, Venables is there, but Venables came from where? Oklahoma. You had the other offensive coordinator guy who's now at USF. I forget his name, Jeff Scott. Eventually Tony Elliott's going to be a head coach, and he's going to leave, and even some of their other position coaches have left and taken other positions and things like that. So even for those teams, keeping the core, the whole unit together, I don't think is feasible, honestly, because people are going to come at you at this level. People are going to come at you from the NFL level, things like that. So it's really about keeping some of the core coaches together, talking about your head coach coordinators and maybe your ace recruiter on either side of the ball. And if any of those guys leave, bring in somebody of, if not 100%, peer level replacement, at least, close enough where things keep rolling.
And I got to think that if the losses are staggered, it helps, and you don't have to house and replenish all in one year.
Just think about Clemson. Like they lost Jeff Scott 1 year. They promote Tony Elliott to offensive coordinator. But think if they would have lost Jeff Scott, Tony Elliott, and Brent Venables in the same year, that would have been a little bit different. Even Alabama, sure, they've lost offensive coordinator after offensive coordinator. They've even lost defensive coordinator, but like they're usually not in the same year. And since they have 82 million analysts on staff, they have another high-level operator to slide in. Jeremy Pruitt wants to go to Tennessee. Cool. Bang. I got somebody for that. Mike Locksley wants to go to Maryland. Cool. Bang. I got Sarkisian, who's won a Pac-12 or the Pac-12 championship. I have him as an analyst, and I put him in as the offensive coordinator. That kind of thing is what it will take, but I don't know that Miami has the breadth of talent in the room or in the building, even in the coaching staff, to be there yet. But again, it's about keeping more of the core staff together, and like Mark said, and that's a great point, staggering the losses, because some of those losses are going to happen.
Nor does just about anybody have the money to be hiring guys that have been head coaches at Power 5 programs or with the Houston Texans like Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, wow. Look, he was there. He was at Penn State. He's been other places as a offensive coordinator before. So, yeah, they got money.
Hurricane coming back for more. Appreciate that. All truth, my man. Love it. Hopefully Rambo does what King did to the quarterback room. Breakouts on O. Cheney, breakout on D. Sam Brooks. Let's ride.
This is the second time in 3 years that we're trying to have a senior leader infuse leadership to the wide receiver room. 2 years ago, it was KJ Osborne coming over from Buffalo. and we're going to teach those guys how to work and everything. The only guy who it seems like learned how to work from KJ Osborne was Mike Harley. And it took the wide receiver competition opening up that week before Mike Harley actually started to do all that stuff that he had learned how to do. So, like, yeah, you want to have a player-led program and everything like that, but I'm not sure that it's going to work. But also, you can't spite yourself because of a prior failure. So KJ Osborne did some great things. You wanted to have that trickle-down leadership. It didn't work. But you're going to bring in Charleston Rambo because he has that same ability or potential. And again, for me, it's like the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I know. I'm from Detroit, whatever. But remember, they drafted Charles Rogers second overall as a wide receiver from Michigan State. He flamed out. He got kind of addicted to drugs, and he broke his collarbone twice in 2 years, about 5 centimeters apart. And so that basically his first 3 years in the league were gone. And then it came time to draft another wide receiver. And then people were saying, well, we shouldn't draft a wide receiver. And they're like, well, no, you can't let that prior failure negatively impact your process if your process actually has a logical foundation. And then next time we drafted Calvin Johnson, who just went into the NFL Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So I say that with Charleston Rambo to say, yes, you tried that same thing again before of having a senior leader come from somewhere else to help in the room improve the work ethic and performance of the wide receivers. That did not necessarily work. And that's not KJ Osborne's fault that it didn't work. I'm just saying it didn't necessarily take hold then, but we're going to try that again. And hopefully it will. Or if not, then at least we get a great season or two out of Charleston Rambo and keep it moving that way.